Hello, you're tuning in the English News Bulletin on QPVN channel. I'm Châu Nguyễn, and now let me keep you up to date with the headlines. Military urged to be comprehensively strong. Enhancing Vietnam's position and reputation. CHAMPA Treasures Imprints of Time exhibition launched. On August the 28th, at the headquarters of the Ministry of National Defense, General Secretary and President Do Lâm presided over a conference with the Central Military Commission Standing Committee. General Phan Văn Giang, Minister of National Defense, moderated the conference. Attending the conference were Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính and other senior leaders of the military and central agencies. At the conference, the Central Military Commission Standing Committee briefed on the results of leadership over military and defense missions since the beginning of the tenure of the 13th National Party Congress and solutions for task implementation in the coming time. In details, the Central Military Commission Standing Committee and the Ministry of National Defense have directed the whole military to properly perform the functions as a military ready for combat, ready for work, and for production, and comprehensively complete the military and defense task. Notably, the committee has properly proposed strategic measures to the party and state on military and defense. In face of rapid and complicated changes in the regional and world situation, it has promptly, flexibly, and effectively handled the situation, thus firmly protecting the country's territorial sovereignty and national interest. The Ministry of National Defense has directed the whole military to well promote its core role in building the whole people defense disposition in combination with the whole people security disposition. The officers and soldiers of the whole military have taken the vanguard role in preventing and fighting natural disasters and diseases, and searching and rescuing victims, while resolutely fighting crimes with major cases successfully cracked down on, regardless of difficulties and hardships, deserving to be the military of the people, by the people, for the people. In recent times, the overall strength and combat readiness capacity of the military have been improved, meeting the requirements of national protection in the new situation. The force reorganization has been effectively implemented, helping enhance combat readiness capacity. General Secretary and President Do Lâm highly appreciated and congratulated on the achievements that the Central Military Commission Standing Committee, Ministry of National Defense leaderships, and the whole military have made, affirming that the military plays an important role in maintaining a peaceful and stable environment for national development and protection, which is a key task of the military. The Central Military Commission Standing Committee needs to come up with solutions to effectively lead the military and defense task implementation in the coming time. Focus needs to be put on building a highly skilled, compact, and strong military with high combat readiness capacity, meeting the task requirements in the new situation. General Secretary and President Do Lâm requested the Central Military Commission Standing Committee and the Ministry of National Defense to well perform the function as a strategic advisory body to the party and state on military and defense, proactively improve research and forecasting capacity, map out flexible and effective measures in dealing with arising situations, avoiding being surprised. The whole military needs to thoroughly grasp the whole people defense policy and people's warfare to safeguard the country in the new situation under the viewpoint that people are the root, the center, and the subject, and improve the efficiency of state management of national defense at all levels. The General Secretary and President requested the Central Military Commission Standing Committee and the Ministry of National Defense to properly adjust the force organization in accordance with the roadmap, which should have been completed by 2025, thus building a highly skilled, compact, and strong military, laying a foundation to build a revolutionary, regular, highly skilled, and modernized people's military by 2030. The anti-terrorist exercise of the Commando Corps in 2024 wrapped up on August the 28th. Sing Lieutenant General Huỳnh Chiến Thắng, Lieutenant General Nguyễn Doãn Anh, and Sing Lieutenant General Nguyễn Văn Nghĩa, Deputy Chiefs of the General Staff, presided over the exercise. The exercise was held on August the 27th and 28th in the Central Region and Central Highlands. Prior to the exercise, the functional forces and relevant units carefully built up plans and documents, preparing forces, weapons, and technical equipment properly and sufficiently as required. During the exercise, the units promoted a high sense of responsibility, closely coordinated, effectively showed their qualifications, skills, and experience, strictly complied with the regulations, and ensured absolute safety. This important exercise contributed to improving the quality of training, combat readiness, and a rising situation response capacity, while serving as a foundation for the Commando Corps to promptly adjust and apply appropriate combat plans, meeting the requirements of safeguarding the fatherland in the new situation. The same day, National Liaison Committee of former Vietnamese volunteer soldiers and military advisors assisting Laos, in coordination with the Lao Embassy and Defense Attaché, presented gifts to Lao veterans, with the goal of supporting the Ministry of Defense of Laos in caring for national contributors and assisting Lao students. The committee has launched a campaign to raise funds and support for Laos veterans. As of now, the committee has raised about $9,583, which will be used to install a computer lab with 35 computers to support the education of Lao students at the ethnic boarding school in Vientiane province. Additionally, nearly 300 portions of nutritional food for the elderly, valued at approximately $4,500, will be delivered to the Lao War Invalids Rehabilitation Center in Vientiane by the end of September 2024. The Lao ambassador to Vietnam thanked for assistance from the National Liaison Committee of former Vietnamese volunteer soldiers and military advisors assisting Laos, emphasizing that this reflected a close relationship for the Lao people, contributing to strengthening the friendship between Vietnam and Laos. President Ho Chi Minh's testament is crystallization of the wisdom of an outstanding thinker, showing the passion of a man of great humanity, great wisdom, great courage, the height of a man who devoted his whole life to fighting and sacrificing for national independence, freedom, and happiness of the Vietnamese people, peace and progress around the world. In his will, President Ho Chi Minh wrote, "My last wish is our entire party and people are united to strive to build a peaceful, unified, independent, democratic, and prosperous Vietnam, and make worthy contribution to the global revolutionary cause." Realizing his wishes, diplomatic work in recent years has made important contribution to the Vietnamese revolutionary cause. As the 13th Party Congress approved and concluded in its resolution, with all modesty, we can say that our country has never had such a foundation, potential, position, and international prestige as today. The footage of President Ho Chi Minh's visit to other countries also shows our nation's peace-loving tradition. According to President Ho Chi Minh's teachings, our country has achieved many important achievements by implementing the correct foreign policy. From an embargoed and isolated country, to date, Vietnam has had diplomatic relations with 193 countries. Particularly, Vietnam has established a comprehensive strategic partnership or strategic partnerships with all 5 permanent members of the UNSC and expanded economic and trade relations with 230 countries and territories. Over the past years, under the leadership of the party, headed by late General Secretary Nguyễn Phú Trọng, the bamboo diplomacy has created historic turning points and qualitative changes in the relationship between Vietnam and major partners, creating Vietnam's position, prestige, and image in the international arena.
Bạn bè quốc tế
International friends also highly appreciate this bamboo diplomacy policy, which creatively applies the viewpoint of Marxism-Leninism, Ho Chi Minh thought, inheriting the fine traditions of our nation and absorbing the quintessence of human culture. In fact, in the past few years, Vietnam has expanded its list of comprehensive strategic partners, adding the U.S., Japan, and the Republic of Korea, showing that the country's bamboo diplomacy is multidimensional and aims to maintain the country's influence and initiative, despite the ongoing conflicts in the Asia-Pacific region as well as in other regions around the world. Creatively applying his diplomatic ideology in the new situation is the way to effectively realize President Ho Chi Minh's wishes that Vietnam is peaceful, unified, independent, democratic, prosperous, as well as making worthy contribution to the global revolutionary cause. Coming up next, Second Vietnam-Australia Forum held. CHAMPA Treasures Imprints of Time exhibition launched. On August 28th in Hanoi, the second Vietnam-Australia Forum took place, themed Enhancing Economic Engagement, a Shared Vision for Prosperity. This event is especially meaningful as the two nations recently elevated their relations to a comprehensive strategic partnership. Professor Dr. Nguyễn Xuân Thắng, director of the Ho Chi Minh National Academy of Politics, stressed that Vietnam and Australia are deepening their friendship through sincerity, trust, and a shared vision for a stable and prosperous region. Participants discussed the importance of the comprehensive partnership, strong governance, economic relations, and Vietnam's 40 years of reform, settling the stage for future Vietnam-Australia relations. The forum's recommendations will be presented to the highest government leaders of both countries to guide policies that strengthen bilateral ties and address regional challenges. On the morning of the same day in Hanoi, the National Museum of History, in partnership with the Vietnam Cultural Heritage Association and collector Đào Danh Đức, launched a special exhibition titled CHAMPA Treasures Imprints of Time. The exhibition features over 60 gold and silver artifacts from the 17th and 18th centuries, most of which are being displayed for the first time. It is divided into two sections: religious statues and sacred animals, and jewelry, along with items symbolizing royal power. This event allows both domestic and international visitors to appreciate these culturally and historically significant artifacts while deepening their understanding of Champa's history. Remarkably, after extensive efforts by experts and support from the U.S., the bronze statue of the goddess Durga has returned to Vietnam and is now on display at the National Museum for Research and Preservation. The exhibition runs from August 20th to October 2024. India, the world's most populous country, is a key market for Ho Chi Minh City. The city's heritage sites and attractions imbued with Indian culture and cuisine make it a top destination for Indian tourists who also enjoy exploring Vietnamese culture and daily life. These Indian tourists are currently exploring Ho Chi Minh City, savoring its diverse attractions. With varied spending preferences, they often opt for a nearby tour such as those to Củ Chi tunnels or the Mekong Delta to experience river tourism.
I feel that each country has their own culture, own heritage. Each country are best at their own. But what we like here most is the people. They are smiling and welcoming face. Very hospitality is very good.
Travel agencies report that India has experienced significant growth since the COVID-19 pandemic, with the rapidly expanding middle class leading to higher travel demand. The short distance and numerous direct flights make travel highly convenient. This year, the Indian market has surged from 30 to 55% compared to last year. Indian tourists particularly enjoy exploring the Củ Chi Tunnel and the Mekong Delta. They frequently request vegetarian meals and avoid beef. Ho Chi Minh City's tourism sector should analyze and segment the market, recognizing the unique customs, habits, and preferences of Indian tourists. Enhancing connectivity between Ho Chi Minh City and other regions in Vietnam can also help develop enticing themed travel programs, encouraging Indian visitors to extend their stays. And that's all for now. Remember, you can always watch the news again at QPVN.vn. Thank you for watching and hope to see you next time.